safety of principal is extremely important. Let's go back to Houston, Texas in 1980 when the oil prices went down. You know what 16,000 homes got foreclosed on? 16,000 people didn't all of a sudden become bad people. They just couldn't make their mortgage payments. They tried in desperation to bring their mortgage. They called their mortgage banker and said, hey, I've been paying you an extra $100 a month against my mortgage now for 5 years. The way I calculate it, I'm 9 months ahead. I'm going to coast for 9 months without sending you a payment. What did the banker say? Fat chance. I knew a guy that paid $90,000 against the principal of his mortgage from a windfall, then got disabled and lost his house in foreclosure, just like that. In a soft real estate market, okay, especially, you know, if you have a portfolio of delinquent loans, who are they going to foreclose on first? People with a lot of equity or very little equity? Yeah, people have a low mortgage balance with a lot of equity. Let's say that you're in Houston, Texas in 1980 and you're a mortgage company and you've got a bunch of delinquent loans. People are behind. Now, these homes used to be worth $100,000, but now because the supply is greater than the demand, these homes are only worth $60,000. Now, some people owe you $20,000, some owe you $40,000, some owe you $60,000, some owe you $80,000 because they borrowed 80% when the house used to be worth $100,000. Are you with me? Who are you going to foreclose on first? The ones that owe you $20,000? Yeah, because you can foreclose and sell that in a quick instant. The ones that owe you, what are you going to do with the people that owe you $80,000 when the house is only worth $60,000? You work with them. It's in Wells Fargo's manual, okay? You call up those people and say, hi, Jim and Mary. Yes, we noticed you're 26 months behind. You think I'm kidding. I knew a couple that did not make a mortgage payment on their house for 26 months, and the mortgage company coached them when to file a Chapter 13 and convert to a Chapter 7 off the record, everything, because they knew it was in their best interest to work with those people. But the people that have a house worth this and they only owe this, it's all over, okay? So safety of principal is critical. By the way, who will sell their house for a higher price and quicker? Someone with a high mortgage balance or low mortgage balance in a soft real estate market? Yeah, when you, in a soft real estate market where there's more supply of homes than there is demand, you will sell your house likely for a higher price and quicker if you have a high mortgage on it rather than a low mortgage. A lot of people don't understand that. I've helped many, many people having a difficult time selling their home. I say, take it off the market, pull your equity out, now put it back on the market and advertise it with a lease with an option to buy or creative finance, you know, and their phone starts ringing off the hook. I see it over and over again. In fact, back in 1990, when Sherry and I realized it was better to buy an existing home in that soft market rather than build, we were able to pick up a home that had an appraisal of $505,000 for $300,000 because the sellers had tried for 18 months to sell that home, and they lowered the price from $495 down to $475 and $460 and then $425 and $395, $375, $360, and we finally bought it for $300,000. I didn't use any of my money. We picked up a house worth $500,000 for $300,000 because they had taken all the equity from their former home, put it into this new home when they built it 4 years earlier, and they had been making triple house payments. So they only owed $105,000 on a home worth $505,000. They thought they had $400,000 of equity there. They couldn't get to it in a soft market, and so they lowered and lowered and lowered the price till I picked it up. They rented the home from me for 9 months while they built their new home for $3,000 a month. We walked in and walked out of a title company buying a $500,000 house for $300,000, and we didn't use one dime of our money. Then we moved in, and an envelope was taped on the door. A couple from Newport Beach, California, wanted to know if we would entertain an offer for $600,000 for this house, because they had sold their house for that price. And that back then, before 1997, you had to buy a house of equal or greater value, or you had to pay a long-term capital gain tax. Now, we didn't sell the home because we loved that home. It had 7 bedrooms and all, and it's worth quite a bit more than that now. But what would have been our rate of return had we sold it for a $300,000 profit? An infinite rate of return, see. And the only reason why we had that wonderful opportunity is because the sellers didn't understand what I'm teaching you here.